Well, happy Friday and a grand old welcome back to the Lotus SMP. As the sun begins to set, I think that we're down for another adventure tonight. Hope that you're excited for that, and if you are, consider leaving a like on the stream. Today we are going to get to making a sugarcane farm, do some farming ourselves, collect some materials, and even more. But I do think that we should probably head to sleep for the night, just so that we can be safe and sound. I've been AFK for a little bit of time, although it does seem like Chespy and Seaman and Gribbly and I happen to be on right now. You can see that all of our tools are good to go, and actually even more importantly, this week we updated the server to Minecraft 1.21.11, so you can see that we have our diamond spear right here, and I got to mess around with it with Seaman and Chespy. I haven't used it too much since, but it's cool to have it in the game, and I actually really like the model and the sounds and the animations, so I'm happy to have it. But yeah, I do think that we will start off our stream just by checking out our materials. I might want to organize a bit of them. Who knows, based on how much time we have today, we'll maybe even do a bit of building as well. We do have tons and tons of cobblestone over there, so that's good to know. Does it look like when I open the chest, the spear will still kind of jab into them. We have enough rockets to our name, so we should be good to go there. And this week has been a really fun week. I have not really built anything. I haven't really done anything in this world. We've just been touring around the server. The first thing we're actually going to do tonight, before we really get around to getting our progress done here in the Kingdom of Solith, is we're actually going to finish off the world tour, I do believe. However, I do think it's a good idea to probably update my status so that people know what we're up to here on Friday night. So I think that we have 3 bases left to tour. And then I think we'll probably do some farming. We do eventually have to hit the shopping district as well, but I don't think I have my diamonds on me right now, so there isn't too much that we can do about that. I'm just changing up the song very quickly. Okay, here we go. And I really do have to set up my own kind of nether portal at some point in time as well. Okay, so I have to explore over this way. I do know that I need to explore Joel's base at some point in time. And we have a couple of portals that I have not taken a look at, I think including this one. So I say let's hop into it. Okay, actually that is the portal to Inca's base. Man, this thing is huge though. Absolutely gigantic. Okay, so we've already been here before. Alright, what about over here? We've already been to Shadow's base. We can try here too. Wow. Well, someone has definitely been hard at work here. But still nothing. Hey, what about down here? Okay, I am going to start recording. I feel like I haven't seen this spot yet. Okay, then Joel's place has to be right over here. So we'll fly on over there in a second. We are once again out through another nether portal, and you can see that we've come across some sort of tropical biome with all of the palm trees over here. Now, it doesn't really seem like there's anything else over in this area, but I did just want to bring attention to the palm designs. You can see that we have the cocoa pods on the bottom and different leaf designs going down with the jungle wood and the logs, just like so, and it really does look quite good. There also happens to be a diamond. There also happens to be a diamond or a horse in diamond armor and a camel as well. So I'm sure we'll have to come back to this area at some point in time and see how it's developed. Okay, and then I do think that we'll head back through, maybe this portal over here, actually. And then we'll try to fly to Joel's if we can. I do think that at some point in time we might have to talk about doing like another project. This must be Daisy's old base, I think. I like the hat. Actually, I haven't come across this base. We are back at another base, and I do have a feeling that it is from Fozy. And I must admit, I'm really loving the vibe of everything that's going on here, so let's go and take a closer look. Hey, level up, it's good to see you, my man. Happy Friday. How's the week been? I hope that work has been going well and everything is going well with the family as well. It's been a good week on this end. It's been very busy, but I'm excited to relax this weekend, and it finally snowed where we were, or where I live, so I'm very happy about that. But I'd love to know how you're doing. Now, this first house that we have right here is nestled into the cliffside, and it seems very lush. I love the copper that we have, and a really good use of kind of like the wiring that you see right here. Along with, you can also see that we have a talking dragon head that's saying nom nom nom, which is kind of funny. Along with Daisy was here. Then was she from Fozy. So yes, this must be Fozy's base. And we can head inside, and I love all of the flowers and the clock for sure right here. And definitely the banners as well. We can continue inside. And we have a present right here apparently. And this looks like Inca's here that you can see along with Fozy's head once again right there. And Fozy was here. Happy Gast. I'm gonna put my slip was here as well. And your door is talkative. That's funny. but I do like the interior, especially these banners. And so we can hop up to the next builds over on top of the hill. Hey, you get to sleep in a little bit? That makes me happy. I do know the feeling of having to work during the weekend. I'm definitely going to have to as well. As the sun sets, you can see that we have a beautiful build over here in the distance with some mangrove and a whole ton of green blocks. It looks like some moss and some green wool. Do like the texturing with the oak outlining that you see here, and then we have some birch and the mangrove for kind of like a witch's hut sort of kind of gazebo area out here. Okay, I do think that I'm gonna head to sleep for the... Oh, I don't have a bed, do I? Okay, of course I don't have a bed. You can see right here that we have, again, more storage with the miniature blocks. It seems like everyone else on the server is doing that, and I still haven't been. We can head inside right here. Apparently, we're gonna get an egg. Apparently, no chickens, though. And we have a wonderful dining area right here with the amethyst buds and the, what are they called? End rods. Giving that extra light and ambiance to the build, along with the glowberries as well. The jungle trapdoors are a good vibe, and I do kind of wonder why there are all of these chickens here. But even this area right here is super cozy. Again, everyone on Lotus is so good at making interiors compared to me. This definitely is such a vibe. We can sit down here and relax. Oh yeah, the first kind of bit of the stream, I am going to be recording a little bit, but then pretty much after it, as soon as we finish these, the world tour, we're just kind of hanging. So I'll explain and elaborate more about what's been going on. Okay, I do think we're going to head into Fozzy's base, though. We might as well head to sleep for the night. Seems like the rest of the guys online are not going to. Maybe she doesn't have one. Do I have a bed in here? No, I do not. Okay. As well, as you can see, in the witch's hut sort of area, we have a as you can see in the witch's hut area, we have a really nice look over here. I like the end rods and the miniature prismarine block that we have here, the sea lantern, and we can look over to where we started over there, and it's nice. It's a good build. I'm sure that more will come over time, and I'm excited to see it happen. Matt 10320, it's good to see you, my man. Grand old welcome to stream. And finally, we are back here kind of on Lotus in a way that I can actually put y'all's names into the book. It's been a really fun week. I think Level Up, I think you may have been there for the stream when I was hanging out with Vampire. On the Westerly SMP. It was such a fun time. I really had a blast doing it. It's been a busy week. It's been a good week, though. Okay, the last time we put something into this book was the 31st. It's the first stream with the book in it of the new year, apparently. We have one. And man, today's already the 9th. That's crazy. I feel like you guys can hear me typing. Okay, it looks like someone finally slept for the night too. Boom. Okay, so we have level up and Matt 10320 here. It's good to see you both, and happy Friday. However, as we have the skeleton horse behind us, I say that we have a couple more builds that we want to take a look at. So let's head back to our wings and see what the next build has for us. Okay, so we have to find Joel's base over here. I think I definitely have enough durability on my elytra, so we should be fine with that. Along with, I don't know if I've been to this base over here too. There's so much going on. There's so many players on the server. Oh, along with this is a swamp right here. Yeah, it's good to know. I kind of need... Actually, why don't we stop very quickly? No, we'll come back. We'll come back. It's not an essential need. I do want some mangrove logs at some point in time. Dude, it was so fun. Yeah, level up. It was so fun hanging out with everyone on Westerly. I don't know if you were there for the part where we were at the end and they were showing the main part of Fig's End, where Smitty actually ended up putting in some sort of like trap secret room in the build, and Figsy didn't know about it, and then he watched back the stream and now he knows about it, which I think is very funny. Okay, I'm gonna record for just a second once again. I think this is the last build that I can really kind of think of, but we might as well go take a look at that other place that we just saw on the map too. We have officially arrived at Joel Lamb's base, which is a genie's mug right here, along with apparently we have a cute little axolotl. No, not axolotl. What are they called? I can't remember their names. But I do think that one of the best ways to look at this place is from the sky, where you can totally see the genie's mug coming in right here. We do apparently have some nether... There does apparently happen to be some sort of infestation or something going on onto the genie. This wasn't here like initially, but I do like that up here you can actually see that we have the colored signs with the curves. I never have used signs like this before, and I do want to at some point in time. It does seem that we also have a secret Santa sign right here, but we'll open up the door, and I do know that Joel has a pretty cool looking interior, a spiral column that keeps going down and down and down, but oh man, it's become very... Oh wow, the vibe has changed a lot down here. Oh my. Okay, he doesn't seem to have my head at the moment. What's this? Greetings, mortal. You have found the lost lamp of the great genie fairy bunny thing. Honestly, we have lost the script. As a reward for finding the lamp, we will grant you one wish of your choosing. This wish can incorporate anything you like in this world, whether that be resources, help with building, friendship, or something else. Use it wisely and creatively. Have fun, but also make it somewhat realistic, please. Make a wish, take a piece of paper from the barrel behind you, and rename it to your heart's greatest desire and your name. Then, throw it on the gold block in front of you. Your wish will be processed and delivered upon 1 to 10,000 business days. Be patient. Wish may become void if it too closely resembles a previous wish. Reminder that the great genie fairy bunny thing holds no responsibilities for misunderstood or unintentional wishes, nor is he responsible for stolen souls. Happy wishing. Wishes granted. Become my head. Shadow, stack of diamond blocks. Gribbly, Santa. Emmy, a stack of hay. Now, the funny thing is I actually already have a wish from Joel, and I haven't used it yet, so I'm not going to grab a new one, but I actually did not know that that existed down here, so that was definitely fun to check out, and I say that we can also head up here. I do remember this part where we have a really kind of cool automatic inventory storage area where you can see we have tons and tons and tons of copper golems working very hard over here. Along with, I do remember Joel telling me something about the fact that this fish that we have over here is something from, oh, it's from the Lotus fishing event. I got second place in the Lotus fishing event, which is from May 2025. And man, now here we are on January 9th of 2026, such a long time ago. I'm going to change my name. But I can't change the sign? Oh, that's weird. Okay. Merry Christmas. Hope you enjoy your wishes. I feel like that had to be from Gribbly. Also, I feel like everyone's been saying Merry Christmas, or I feel like everyone's been saying Merry Christmas this year. And so I will say that I'm loving seeing Joel's base come together, but we have more to go. Now, last but not least, I actually do not know who is building in this mini castle area over here, which actually happens to overlook this wonderful build that we have over here as well. You can see that this build is so cool looking, it almost makes me think that it's from Joel based on what we just saw at his genie mug. But it's just so full of colors and different blocks. You can see that we have basalt and mud, and I think that this is pale oak, potentially, right over here, along with bricks and mangrove and mud, along with andesite and dirt even in the build. Like, it's so good looking. There's so much going on here. I like it. I've seen this build before. I don't know if it has anything. Okay, it has a miniature stables apparently inside of it over here with one horse and one skeleton horse. And that seems to be it. And actually a cat over here, which has a name called Goblin. Okay, I really don't know who's building over here. Although it is 10 out of 10. So keep going, please. As we were saying, we also have this build over here, where we can head through the medieval gate. And you'll notice that we have a whole ton of different little builds in a miniature kingdom. I do want to build something like this at some point in time. I just haven't gotten around to it, and have so many other ideas for what I want to do for the time being. This looks like kind of like a brewing station right here, and we could head down there if we wanted to, but I don't think I want to. You can see that we have a couple dogs kind of just waiting, and I think we might as well feed them if we can. And then as the sun sets, you'll see that we have tons and tons of rose bushes with some wheat as well. This is a design that is something very akin to what I would personally do in the game. So I will say I'm a massive fan. We again have that tower right over here and then a miniature bridge just coming on over to this side. Now there really isn't too much space used in this entire build area, but it's used incredibly well, I would say, and I do like the layout. You can see that we have another castle over here, and then we even have like a diorite or a calcite wall to build over there. It doesn't seem like there's too much going on when it comes to the interiors, but I love the foundation that we have over here. I would say we might as well hop our head into here too, and we might as well head to sleep for the night. And then we can once again head over in this direction over here where we have a couple more builds. So right here we have another kind of tower-esque build. This one seems kind of like it's a work in progress. We have the crafting table right here and no flowers in there too. Yeah, this one definitely is a bit more of the work in progress. And I understand that. And then we also, I think, have one more build, yes. Right over here. And again, no interiors, but still I do love the vibe. And I think that this is definitely very inspirational for me. And we even have a market area over here where we can then exit out from the side of the kingdom. And so I say, once again, let's get back onto our wings. Okay, we're going to stop that recording segment because, guys, that is the last one. I'm going to record kind of like an outro at my base right now very quickly, and then we're officially going to be on to the actual stream for tonight, so I'm excited about that. Although I do think I want to find the closest portal that I can. Oh man, that feels so good to have done too. This took me, I think the Lotus tour took me, I don't know, as of right now, it's over 4 hours for sure. It's probably getting close to 5. All right, so we can head back over to Pug Space. Where we can once again return to the Kingdom of Solith. And I'm going to hit start recording for the last time right now. And we can film our outro. Now, as you can see, we have returned back to the Kingdom of Solith, and so much has already changed even since when we started this episode. You can see that we now have another boat over here, and we have even more pathways, and we have an even longer tunnel, and even more going on way, way back there as well. So I do recommend that you stay along for the journey. Consider subscribing to the channel if you'd like to see everything that I've been up to on Lotus, and if you like any of the other creators, I will have them all linked below so that you can take a look at them. If you've liked this video and you'd like to take another look at something else that I've made in even a different world, consider taking a look at this playlist that we have right here. Okay, boom. Just make it a nice, easy Very, yeah, just kind of relaxing intro or outro to that video. And just like that, guys, the world tour is complete. Okay, so what is the next thing on our plan? I do think, actually, yeah, I do think just to get it out of the way, we might fly over very quickly to the shopping district, get some diamonds in our hand if we have any. Apparently we don't. Okay, we'll go find some diamonds. And then in order to make a sugarcane farm, we are going to have to have a whole ton of like observers and that sort of thing. I do think I want to turn off shaders too. Just to vibe a little bit more. Hopefully improve the quality of the stream kind of latency too. And so we can drop down just like that. Head into here. Okay, we have 19 diamonds. That's actually not that much. I definitely thought I had more. While we hit the shopping district, we can take a look and see if anyone's bought anything from our new shop. I don't know. All right, so we can pop up here. And we'll fly on back to Pug Space where we can kind of fast travel over to the shopping district. But one of our next kind of plans is going to be to harvest all of the potatoes that we have right here and just kind of expand them over to all of the way to Pug Space. Let's see, what is my render distance? 20? Where is the shopping district? Is it here? I think it is. Okay, let's go take a look. Our new shop is called Shared Location. Our new shop is called Echoes and Clay. I don't think anyone else has made a shop still here. And still no sales, unfortunately. So that's kind of a bummer. I was hoping to have at least one sale on the server. Okay, but we can actually head over here towards Redstone City, which is made by Inca Raids. And you can see him right over here, actually. This is the man Inca. However, I do know that somewhere around here, I think maybe just in here, it could be, no. In here? No. Somewhere around here, there's another huge kind of shop. Nope, that's the back door. There's, yeah, somewhere around here. Because I was over here touring the other day. There's a place with tons and tons of like hoppers and that sort of thing. Was it in here? Yeah, it was in here. Okay. How expensive are things? Special orders. Doesn't really say anything. A 1 diamond per stack of 32? Oh man. Okay. I can do that. 1 diamond per stack of 32. That's insane. But I do want observers if he does have them. So droppers. Observers. Inca. 2 diamonds per stack. Okay, I think it's still worth doing. And then I need pistons. I don't have any iron. How expensive? 1 diamond per stack? And here goes all of my diamonds once again. Okay, do I need anything else? I have enough redstone. Don't need repeaters. Don't need slime. Do I need iron? I could... Oh man, someone buy him out of iron. Yeah, he was bought out of iron. That's a brutal. Or it's brutal. I understand why this shop would be very popular, though. Okay, that should be okay. Alright, so we can head back to the base. That was so much easier than I thought. However, we may go diamond hunting. We'll have to see what happens. Alright, and back to Pug Space we go. Alright, that is definitely a good feeling. I didn't think I was going to have... Oh, I don't think I grabbed all of the observers that I bought. Okay. But anyway, we're definitely going to have enough to have a sugarcane farm now. I say, why don't we head all the way back to the island? I seem to have lost my bed once again. Which is no surprise whatsoever. I think everyone else on the server must be doing something underground or something like that. Given the fact that they are definitely not sleeping for the night right now. But that is okay, we definitely have enough. I will take some red wool maybe, and some planks, and we'll make a bed just like that. And then we'll be good to go, I think. Actually, why don't we kind of sort out this shulker box very quickly first. Because we definitely don't need this stuff right now. But we could use a shulker box, I think. Alright, just like that, and we'll put our last 2 diamonds away. I can't believe that's all we have. Okay, and so back to the kingdom we go. Oh man, you can really see everything is starting to come together. Oh, I didn't even realize this is actually the first red bed that I've had on Lotus 2. Okay, so I do think that very quickly. I'm just going to go to the bathroom, and then we'll come back and we can officially get into our stream now that we are no longer actually doing the world tour. Again, it's a good feeling, and then we can actually catch up and that sort of thing. I just kind of wanted to get ready for everything. ready for our next project, which meant closing the next or the most current project that I've had going on. I do think one thing I'm going to do, it seems like I do have one of my favorite mods is called Bobby, and it seems like it needs to update. So I am going to put on the shaders once again. I'm going to leave you guys with a quick cinematic, and then we'll officially get into our stream tonight. Along with, if you're looking for something to watch later on tonight, I do want to mention that we have a brand new video that came out this afternoon, so I'm very proud of it, and I think it might be worth looking at. It's called 10 plus builds that bring your Minecraft world to life. All right, I'll be right back. All right, and we are back. It does seem like the Bobby mod has been updated once again, meaning that it's going to make it a whole ton better for us to actually be able to use our shaders. It's only with this mod that I'm able to be at 20 chunks usually and be on stream kind of and still have it be like super, or not super, but pretty good, like pretty good 20 chunks. I used to have to play at like 14 or like 11, 10, 9 sometimes. So this makes all of the difference in the world. However, I'm sorry that took a little bit longer. I forgot that I was actually cooking up some chicken thighs for dinner as it starts to rain. So I did have to flip them in the oven. And it seems that Chespy was killed by a witch using magic. Okay. We'll just observe the fact that that happened, and we'll keep moving on. So I do think that we're going to put all the things that we need for the sugarcane farm right over there for the time being. And then I am curious, I do usually have like a black shulker box to my name, but I don't really actually know where it is right now. We've been doing a lot this week that has been kind of away from the building and away from the progress, so I'm excited to finally get back into it. But for those of you guys that usually have been watching on stream, you may be like, Slip is kind of like trying to figure things out right now. And I do feel like I'm kind of doing that. Okay, the black shulker box is not in there. Oh, which is not necessarily a good thing. I think it has a whole ton of important things for me. But at the very least, we can take out an empty white shulker box right here, and I do think that we can place it down, and we can put all these things in here because we don't really need them right now, except for we definitely need the hoe. We'll keep the pickaxe out too, and Streambook too, of course, actually. And then we can head over here, and I think that the next plan of action is to continue doing a bit more farming over in this area over here. You can see that we're about halfway done, but we still have a good amount of work that we have to do in order to expand everything over to Pug Space, which is right over here. But I do say, let's head to sleep for the night. All right, I think I'm going to restart the stream playlist, and we're going to start from the top once again. Also, I'm going to take a deep breath. Okay, happy Friday. It feels good to actually breathe for a second. I've been doing a lot. It's definitely been a week, guys. There have been many parts of this week that have made it a very good week, but there have been many parts of this week that have been very challenging. And there are certain times in your life that you remember more than others. I don't think that this will necessarily be one of those, but there also, I don't know, there could be one moment within this week that I could. And that's pretty significant, I would say. And it was not necessarily a positive one, but a necessary one. I know I'm being very vague here. But, for me, I've been growing over the last couple of years, but I think that we fall into chapters of life. And my most recent chapter has, been one that that hasn't been, the easiest, I would say. But I've been able to find comfort through things, and Minecraft is definitely one of those ways. But sometimes, with the forging of a new chapter, you have to make new sacrifices and that sort of thing. So I'm excited to see what the future holds, but sometimes life will force you to kind of switch up the pace of things, or just to reconsider your situation and environment. And other times, life can also thrust things upon you in terms of sometimes you're forced to change, for me, and almost like I know I'm trying to still like kind of be vague and that sort of thing, but for me, almost like on a work side of thing, I work so hard to be a teacher. Like, I really like my life, besides doing Minecraft, and some people, I'm sure, I know that, like, if I'm being honest, I know that, like, for those of you guys watching, when I say, like, pretty much all I do is Minecraft, working out, being healthy, and YouTube and that sort of thing, along with being the best teacher that I can. I really mean it. And I have coworkers that do plenty of other things. They have friends and they go out on the weekends, and they have families and events and, all these other things. And so when they ask me what I'm up to, and after years upon years upon years, when they're like, you're just going to, live stream and, keep working on the Minecraft channel, and that's all you're doing this weekend, and, like, that's really all, I love doing this so much that, like, I just love spending all of the time into it. And it's something that's very special to who I am. But I've also, I've been able to balance in other parts of my life, based on other things that have been going on. But those things are changing, I would say. So, no, I don't know what the future holds. And that is always an interesting feeling. And sometimes, as I was saying, life will give you moments that kind of will make you have to reconsider, and where you will inevitably have to sacrifice things of who you are in order to grow as a person. And so the changes that are happening have been kind of difficult to hear at first, but I know that after I do the hard work of doing them, I will benefit. I'll become a better person from them. Yeah, so I don't know. It's been a week, I would say. I've had so much fun playing on the Westerly SMP, and it really has been a good feeling actually touring the Lotus SMP. I spend a lot of time here, just kind of in the Kingdom of Solith. I think I'm going to turn off actually shader packs. I've had a lot of, I spend a lot of my time here in my kingdom. The other people that are online right now, like Gribbly, I guess Seaman's not online, but usually Gribbly and Chespy, I'm sure they're probably playing together and recording, maybe, doing their thing and whatnot. And I, for the most part, play this like a forever world with the addition of friends. One cool thing is, like, I don't usually, you don't see me going and searching them out, which is something that I think has changed about me over the years, where I think in the past I might have sought out everything, but every single time you can see that my streaming status is on, right? So I'm always happy when people come and spend time with me, but I don't, the way I play, I don't really do that. The way I play, I kind of almost treat this like a forever world with accents. And the cool thing is that the accents are way more than just like an accent. Like, it's real people that I get to play with. And when I think about playing Minecraft by myself, or, even if I'm kind of just doing all of this by myself, as opposed to doing it with other people, even if they're in the background right now, like, they're doing their own thing. But it's fun knowing that Chespy was killed with a witch using magic. It's like, what's going on? And speaking of Chespy, if you don't follow him, definitely take a look at his most recent video that came out today. 。 . 。 . 。 . 。. 。. 。. 。. 。. 。. 。. 。. 。. 。. 。. 。. 。. 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 .
。 . 。 . 。 . 。 .
And so yeah, like touring the Lotus SMP has been fun because I had no idea what so many people's builds actually happen to look like, but at the same time, I actually had no idea what everyone, what it actually meant to be on a server like this. Or I did, but like, I've spent so much time doing my own thing, and I do spend a lot of time on the server. Not everyone spends as much time, although a lot of people do spend as much time as I do on the server at the same time. So, given the amount of time and progress that I've gotten done, like everything that I have accomplished so far, it's crazy going to everyone else's bases and being like, they did this in the same amount of time. Like we all have the same amount of time to build things or play, potentially, like given the fact that this server is only 1 year long. And so it's crazy being like, you built all of this in the same time period that we've had. It's very fun. And then, even just having all the camaraderie, and we have server meetings, and we're kind of, we try to work together towards goals together, which I think is a very good time. And so if I did have to choose between playing by myself or playing with other people, I would choose playing with other people. Although if I had to socialize with people every single time I played Minecraft, I probably would also at the same time choose playing Minecraft by myself over playing with other people. And the only thing is because Minecraft at the end of the day, although I love hanging out with you guys and I love socializing and just like relaxing, at the end of the day, Minecraft is still the game for me that like is my decompress button. The thing where I don't like, I can just put on YouTube or like a podcast in the background or whatever it is that I want. And I can relax and just kind of tune out life for a second and just enjoy the fact that I have everything that's going on in Minecraft. I really do think it's actually something that's kind of integral to my experience. Like, yeah, I love making YouTube videos, but at the end of the day, like if I didn't have the ability to enjoy Minecraft for what the game is, then I probably wouldn't, still be playing it. Now, it's definitely like a very reinforcing thing to have a YouTube channel. Like, of course, making videos is a wonderful way to encourage yourself to make more content. And Pug is online. Like making YouTube videos is a great way to just encourage you to play more Minecraft or to get better at the game or to even kind of develop like skills, like commentary and editing and understanding viewer retention, all those different sort of things. However, if you've ever thought about growing or building a YouTube channel, what many people will say is like, you have to love what you're doing, because if not, if you're just going for the money or whatever it is, then you're not going to last. And now that I'm like almost 3.5 years into this, I cannot agree more. Like, I love doing this. I love playing Minecraft, but I think that, part of that is because for me, it's also kind of like a social reset. It's a wonderful thing that whenever I want to, I can be as social as I want to, because I can hop on live stream and I can do it for however long I want to. But at the same time, as soon as I want to, do my own thing and just relax and decompress and, all of those sorts of things, I'm also allowed to do that too. I used to put even like kind of limits on myself as to like, for parameters, you have to stream for this long or anything like that. But no, like, the whole point of longevity is just to enjoy the process, I would say. Okay, so I do think that we'll take out our red bed and we can place it back down. And the cool thing I think about also like making Minecraft content is that, yes, I do happen to be like live streaming, so I'm hanging out with you guys and I am recording. I'm not recording for the video right now, but I am recording, right? But if I didn't want to have to record, I could just have a replay mod cinematic going on. And then whenever I did feel like recording, I could always do a post commentary. So when it comes to making Minecraft videos, if you've ever been like, I want to make Minecraft content, but I don't really want to have to like play and then talk into the microphone, you don't have to. For me, the way I personally do it, is that as much as I push myself to be as recording and commentary and like live stream and, that sort of thing centric as I can. And the reason for that is because I like using it as a way to develop the skills of speaking and commentary and enunciation and pronunciation and like hearing my thoughts, all those sorts of things. I know that the best version of myself can record as much as I kind of like envision in my mind, and I've come a long way. I'm still totally not there yet, but I'd have to be full-time in order to really make it happen, I think. Unfortunately. So hopefully that happens at some point in time. But there's also plenty of times where I'm playing Minecraft and I don't want to be talking. I'd be happy to commentate at some other point, but I'm just totally not in like a social or like a talking mood or anything like that. And then I just play, I play, I'll do exactly what I'm doing right now, and I'll have the replay mod cinematic on. And then I can either choose to have a different live commentary, and I can even do it at a different place at a different point in time, and then kind of segue that into a music cinematic with the replay mod cinematics, or I could just have a post commentary of a video and have that over the replay mod cinematics too. So for me, I've found many different ways to like be able to create content based on the energy that I have. And I try to manifest as much recording energy as possible, but I am also someone that speaks pretty much 24/7 as a teacher at school. So it is also nice to sometimes like on the weekends, like for me, the best version of myself would live stream every single day of the week, all the time. Like, 300, all the time. Yeah. Like even on the weekends and that sort of thing. I have the ability to oftentimes on the weekends live stream, but I usually don't. For those of you guys that have hung out on live streams on Saturdays, they usually actually go like 6 hours long, which I'm very proud of. Because if I get myself to muster up the social energy, then I have it and I can continue with it, especially when playing Minecraft and hanging out and that sort of thing. But I usually don't, and that's why I usually just don't stream on Saturdays. I usually and sometimes I'm more intentional about it now too. I'm like, you know what, this is a non-social, editing centric, or just playing Minecraft and relaxing centric day. Yes, you could technically live stream all of this. Yes, that would be better for the YouTube channel. But you just need to play Minecraft. You just need to relax and do whatever it is that your heart desires. And, I think that really keeps the love for this game alive for me in many different ways. Okay, it looks like we're getting some pretty good progress done here too. I wonder if this is going to be enough potatoes or not. We'll have to find out. We are definitely getting pretty close to Pug's base over here. I do have a feeling that we might end up running out of this hoe before we end up getting around to finishing the field though. But anyway, I'd love to know what you guys have been up to this week. Any highlight, any low light. I will elaborate a little bit more maybe on my week as well, but I definitely can tell that I do need a sip of water. My voice is getting a bit raspy. Yeah, it's totally been a week. It's totally been a week, I would say. But that is okay. Not every week can be perfect. Let me think. What was my highlight? Oh, definitely. My highlight by far was like Minecraft related. And we've already talked about this before. My Minecraft highlight for sure was touring the Westerly server. But what about my real life? Let me think. Also, I do think I'll turn on the Minecraft audio. Let me know if that is better for you guys. That could be more relaxing. Maybe it's nice to have the sounds of the Minecraft blocks placing. Along with, if you can't hear it, definitely let me know too. Okay, highlight of the week. Let me think. Well, actually, you know what? This week was actually the first week back with my kids at school. So I feel like this week has been like 2 weeks, although it's been a 4-day week. We've just had so much going on. Life moves so fast when you're teaching kids. But I really can look back at my class so far, like starting the new year, and like we've been rocking it. We've been totally rocking it. I wasn't totally able to listen to some sort of announcement that we ended up having, but at school today, every Friday we have this thing called Friday Celebration, where all the kids will go into the auditorium and they can all kind of do like show off their talents in front of all the parents that are sitting on the bleachers. Like they can sing and they can tell jokes and they can play sports, play football in the gym and everyone's cheering, or climb the tightrope, or, there's tons of different things that the kids can do. But there's also like a spin the wheel where teachers like myself can get a Starbucks gift card if our name is chosen, and the kids, if their name is chosen on a different spinner wheel, they can get like a Minecraft like stuffy fox animal, or they could get like a puzzle set or like a Lego set and that sort of thing. Along with my school has this thing called Golden Fox Tales, where the principal of the school and assistant principal, if they notice that the school is doing an incredible job at doing, if a group of teachers or a teacher is doing an incredible job with their kids in some sort of way, then the class can get a golden foxtail, which counts towards like a pajama party, and like movies and like relaxing at the end of the day. And so for me in my class, I have that. If you get a foxtail, that's for like doing something really good, but a golden foxtail counts as 2. And my class has more golden foxtails by far than any other class in the entire building. Actually, that's not true. That's not true. I think I'm pretty contentious with one other teacher. But my class has been destroying, like absolutely smoking every other class. We have kindergarten through 5th grade in my class, in my co-teacher's class, because we've just been doing a really good job. We have just been smoking everybody. Because, we've been doing a really good job. So it's been good seeing them. I would say seeing the kids getting back into the teaching grind. At the same time, though, there have one thing about being a teacher, and I know this applies to life in general, and I'm sure that other people in different employments can probably tell me differently, or they probably may have the same experience as well. Being a teacher, being a better teacher through the like evaluation system. Like teachers, are graded just like the students are graded. Being a teacher is a never-ending getting better process. And when it's, your job as a teacher is not only to provide a good education, but also to get better and better as you do it. So the bar is always consistently being raised for you. So unfortunately, when it comes down to it, when you're a teacher, there's really no such thing as a good job. Like I can know that I'm doing a really good job, but I can still get feedback that I need to be doing things better. And being back, at work, I definitely got that feedback as well. So You know, it's a, you know, a give and a take in that sort of thing. But I will say definitely one of my highlights was being able to see the kids and get back into the swing of things. We started science, and I usually, you know, it's fun teaching science, I would say. I put on the goggles and kind of get into the gear, get into the act of it. So. And then what else? You know, I think, so one thing we did actually at school that kind of relates to something I've been thinking a lot about recently is you know, we all have this idea of like the New Year's resolution, right? And apparently, people have been studying New Year's resolutions and goals and seeing how like effective they actually are. And to no surprise, oftentimes setting a goal is not that effective, which is why many people don't actually happen to do it. So apparently a more effective strategy of doing this is actually setting like a one-word theme for your year. Like if you could describe what you want your year to look like in one word, what would that one word be? And so we did that exercise. I had the kids do it this morning, or not this morning, on Tuesday morning, as like the morning meeting sort of activity. And you know, they kind of, you know, they were struggling. Like 7-year-olds, you know, / 8-year-olds can still kind of struggle with the abstract nature of like a resolution, like a goal, like you know, like they're just kind of living life, like they're just being kids, you know. And so some of them are much more, you know, agentic or, you know, gritty or just, you know, motivated or passionate about some things than other kids. And that just happens for people, you know, based on who they are and what walk of life they are in and, you know, what happens to be in their environment at that point in time. You know, so I think there's a lot of fluctuation when it comes down to that. But kids, for the most part, you know, are still just kind of going through it. You know, they're just exploring and experimenting and trying to have fun and play. As they should, in my personal opinion. Yeah, so I don't know. Anyway, it's a fun, you know, it's a fun job to help on that process and to help kids, you know, become the best versions of themselves. But it really is a never-ending process when it comes down to it. And what you can see we're doing right now is we're kind of just expanding the cropland area right here. I am noticing that the trees have been cut out pretty far over here to this direction, so I do think that it's worth actually expanding this area right here. However, we are pretty much almost at the final step of connecting our spot over to Pug's Base, which is something that I'm very pumped for. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, we need one more right there. And then it's back to placing down our hoe. I can't wait to see what this final product looks like. And honestly, I think that I've been thinking a little bit too. I think it'd be nice to have some custom trees in this area. However, I haven't got into building anything like that in a long time, so I do want to think about what I actually want to do. This is a birch forest. I think it'd be fun to make a custom birch tree or something like that, honestly. I haven't really done that before. Okay, and I say back to it we go then. I'd love to know if any of you guys have watched the second to most recent video. We had a video come out today, but last week we ended up having our Lotus SMP movie, 6 Months in a World That Wasn't Mine, the first half of the year movie come out. And I'd love to know if you guys took a look at it, and if you have any feedback for me, I might also love to know that too. I'm just stretching very quickly. And so I do think that the plan for me for kind of the rest of the weekend is that we are going to probably do a little bit more creative building, and then also maybe with you guys tonight on stream, I do have a feeling that we may decide what the next build is going to be for this episode. I haven't totally decided yet. I do have plenty of materials for a mega build. I actually have enough to build it. We're going to make a big hot air balloon over there. So we are pretty set to go when it comes down to that. However, I do want to put a couple more like smaller builds in. I almost want to put a build into this area that we have right here too. I feel like it'd be nice to have a build leading over to Pug's base. Along with, I want to brainstorm some more ideas for other ways that we can also hang out with everyone on Lotus. Just other builds, or just other sort of things like that. I do know that at some point in time, I do want everyone to show me how to play the Christmas game, because I still don't know how. And apparently there is a slip plushie of my Christmas skin. I showed my kids at school very quickly. I was like, this is the most recent YouTube video that I came out. And I had so many kids say, you ended up changing your skin. I think my skin, my monk skin was so much more of a staple than I actually realized. I do think that there are many people that like have been subscribed to me for a long time. They're like, what? Like, wait, who is this guy? Oh wait, it's Slip. Like, I think it's just such a different change of pace for a lot of people. However, I'm okay with that. I really do like the skin, and it's been something that I've been thinking about doing for a very long period of time, and I spent a lot of time making the skin, and it's kind of exactly what I was looking for. It's a vibe. It's totally a vibe. It's kind of the original idea I had in my mind when I started this YouTube channel 3 years ago, but I didn't have the skill set whatsoever in order to know how to make a Minecraft skin or anything like that. Although it was a good development. I always wanted to be like a monk-like character, and I don't know, the headband or something, like even if it's like Naruto. There's something for me, just for me, that's like, you know what, it reminds me of my travels, my history, and that sort of stuff. Man, I do think that this may also be the biggest potato field that I've ever made. I would not be surprised about that too. Although this hoe is actually holding up quite well, I would say. So yeah, anyway, I don't know. I'm actually at the point at Lotus, honestly, on Lotus, where I finally have so many things. Like, I have a whole ton of things. Where I've talked about this on plenty of streams by now, but, you know, now that I'm reaching this point of having so many things in the game, I think in the past I was overwhelmed by it. Like, last year playing on Lotus for the first time, I think having so much access to so many different things and being able to build kind of bigger and bigger, it almost intimidated me, and I think it still kind of does to a certain degree. But now I'm totally going with the flow. You know, like last year, I left Lotus around this point in time. I had completed exactly pretty much everything that I'd wanted to. Now I know that I'm just going to keep building and building and building, and I don't know, I I really am. I am honestly treating this like a forever world, although it's only 1 year. It will be sad when I am no longer able to kind of work on this area and continue on it. However, we'll have more adventures for the next Lotus season and whatnot too. I mean, I have so many ideas for things I want to build. Like, genuinely, I have so many ideas. It really is the amount of time in the day when it comes down to it. Okay, I think just like that, I think we're pretty much ready for coming in with the potatoes. I have a feeling this is not going to actually last the entire thing. We'll have to find out. I also feel like there's water up here too. Yeah. This is too big of an area for Past Slip to have not done anything with it. Oh, this is satisfying. I've been wanting to do this. Here's the thing. I've been touring the server all week, and then I went to the Westerly SMP, but I've wanted to get this miniature project done of finishing the potato field all week. Literally since last Sunday. Okay, so I do think that we can head to sleep for the night. Okay, I guess I am hungry. And so we can continue on off just like so. Yeah, guys, I have so many ideas when it comes to putting things into this world. One thing about playing Minecraft and definitely making content about it, especially, I guess, maybe in the way that I happen to have been doing it for the last couple of years, is that I really love pushing myself to continue to add to one area or one-ish area in a Minecraft world. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of something called shiny object syndrome. The idea behind it is that, oftentimes when you want to be disciplined and consistent on one thing, after you keep doing it maybe at first if you're inspired or motivated to do it, then you're like, okay, I'm grinding on it and I'm grinding on it. But then eventually something that seems more interesting or more enticing than the thing that you've been doing because it's less new, to you, it's less novel, that thing is going to become more interesting, and it's very easy for it to become enrapturing with your attention and with your desire to want to follow through on whatever that thing is. And so, as a creative person, especially I think other YouTubers would probably say that, if you keep working on like a series and then you want to start new, or you even even besides that, think about like the 2-week Minecraft phase, like you're so pumped and you get into it, and then it just fades out and that sort of thing. And so a real quality on YouTube, as everyone says, is consistency and just keep on going and keep on going. And I know that when I started YouTube, I used to think that in order to have a successful Minecraft series, I would have to have a good day one. I had to have a good episode 1. The first episode had to be like a total banger. And what I've realized over the years is that that's not exactly everything. Like, I could have episode 1 through 8 be awful, and then episode 9 would absolutely pop off, and that could make the difference absolutely, like altogether. And so you can't judge the book by its cover. And so one thing, when you stop thinking about I need to have the perfect episode or episode 1 in order to make this happen, then you also start realizing, and if you give yourself the ability to, I guess, you start realizing the fact that people also appreciate the Minecraft world for the amount of effort that's been put into it, the amount of time and dedication and thought and intentionality and effort and, attention to detail, all the different little things. All of that really matters. I used to think that it'd be better for me to move on to a different sort of series and to try to have a better idea of something and try to capitalize on a new creative insight or impulse. But I think that one thing that I've been finding over the years is that I'm also the sort of person that I know that I have the discipline and dedication and desire to follow through and continue on a task, and people enjoy seeing something come to life over time and seeing how big it can become. And when you're always chasing the next idea, you can never keep consistent on the idea that if you had watered the seed, would it become better than that newish idea ever could have been. And I've fallen into the habit of spreading myself too thin so many times. Not only in life, but especially when it comes to trying different Minecraft YouTube channels or videos. For a long time, even as of the last couple months or so, I was doing a lot on the second channel. And I've balanced that a lot. I've put a lot of videos out on the second channel. A lot of them are unlisted, along with a lot of videos out on the main channel. We're even trying to balance doing YouTube shorts and doing TikTok and doing Instagram and doing long form at the same time, and having a Discord and responding to everyone. And I kept inevitably splitting myself too thin. And I've been, over the last couple months, really just intentional in trying my best to just focus everything on Lotus and kind of cut out all of the slack or all of the gray area or things that, I'm just adding too much on my plate, and kind of be razor sharp with as much as what I'm doing on YouTube on the main channel, instead of spreading myself too thin and really focusing on one thing. And the amount of return that I'm getting from that recently has been crazy. I have 4 videos that I think are really, really good, really good, high quality, my best effort, just ready to go right now. I have 2 more Let's Play episodes, and I have 2 more kind of educational videos ready to go right now. And I've never been that far ahead when it comes to making things on my Minecraft YouTube channel. And I do think that the reason is because when I finally started getting good enough at video editing that I realized that I could have a second channel, then I made one. The reality is that, the down-to-earth moments, all of the things that I would kind of put into a second channel video, you guys pretty much get here on live stream anyway. But at the same time, we're getting a whole ton of progress done towards the main project that we have here. And if I just intertwine and hone on those 2 facets, making the videos, making educational videos, making Let's Play videos, and connecting with you guys via live stream and in the Discord, those things by themselves, if I put all the effort and energy and intentionality that I have into doing those things as opposed to doing all of the different things that I was doing a long, long time ago, that absolutely could be the maker or breaker when it comes to having, a channel that makes the difference and you can really see the impact of. And I'm here to make an impact. I really, I'm here to share my experiences and to connect with you guys and to make friendships, but, I want to make a positive impact. I mean, I guess, not only is it something that I think is worth doing, but it's something I'm doing by default. If I'm sharing myself out here on the internet and going live and sharing who I am as a person and my progress and all those sorts of different things, well, then I might as well do it in the best way that I can as well, right? So anyway, I don't know. Hopefully that is worthwhile ramble, I would say. Well, I'm gonna stretch real quick. Ugh. gotta stretch. Oh, gotta stretch out. Ooh, my back. Ooh, my hips. Oh, it's a good feeling. All right, we've been streaming for an hour and a half too. All right. Oh, that felt good. That felt good. Okay, I do have a strong feeling that we're going to run out of potatoes when it comes down to it. Along with, I did want to mention once again that I do have a brand new video out here on the channel as of this afternoon. 10 plus builds that will make your world come alive. So yeah, anyway, I'm brimming with ideas, guys, but now that I used to do like a comment of the day and, you know, all of these posts and all, you know, X, Y, and Z, and focus on trying to do everything. But now that I'm focusing on many less things, but trying to do as much as I can in a better form, it does seem like I'm kind of enjoying the fact that I'm kind of laser focused on those things and I don't feel nearly as spread thin anymore. Now the good thing is that this potato field is actually big enough that I think that although we are running out of the potatoes right now, we can head back to the beginning of the field, and I have a strong feeling that everything is going to be harvested or ready for harvest for us. We do have one more stack left to our name, but I do think once again this is definitely the longest or the largest potato field I have ever made in the game. Also, if you're not like a YouTuber, I do think, or like a huge Minecraft player, I think when you see the YouTube fields, if you see like someone that makes a huge wheat field or like a huge potato field or any sort of like crop field, it actually takes so much more time than you actually like realize, unless you act like, if you know, I would say. And the reason that I say that is because it takes like every block. If you're building if you're building something like this, like you can see Pugs build big tower. It is a huge build, but you don't have to think about the amount of surface area, the amount of like, let me show you like this. Like Pugs build is by far, like this is not a good way to say it actually. If you look at my builds, like they're 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes wide, right? That's all it is. But this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and so on, right? The amount of actual surface area means the amount of blocks that I'm actually placing, and that makes a huge difference. Like in order to do this, I have to break down and then replace every block in this entire area. Okay, and so with 10 more potatoes left to our name, we can place these guys back down, and then we're going to get back to harvesting even more. As well as I do happen to have my book and quill out, so I'd love to know who's hanging out. I know it's kind of a relaxing stream tonight. Just hanging out, spending some time live here on the Friday, or on our Friday night Lotus SMP experience. I'd love to know. I'd love to add you guys to the stream book for tonight. We can take a quick, or say a quick hello to Little Spoon, along with Big Spoon, right here. And since we have some more seeds, I say that we can place those guys back down here too. But now it is time once again to, as I was saying, break down all of these potato plants and get back to placing them back down. So I do think that we'll just do kind of this area right here. I feel like we don't need too much. And potatoes are really one of those crops that actually really expand over time. Like you get many multiples more of potatoes than even wheat. I do think beetroot's not the same either. I think potatoes are the most lucrative when it comes to how many you get when you break them down. I could be wrong though. Also, it would be really wonderful, guys, if you haven't yet actually left a like on stream, consider leaving a like on stream. That way we can have even more people come and hang out with us as we continue to get more progress done. And then I do think that we're almost there, guys. We're going to start making our sugarcane farm over in that direction too. I guess we might as well eat some potatoes too. You know what, actually, this is a fantastic question. I just thought about this. If you had any videos that you would want for me to make in terms of teaching you anything, whether it be how to build or how I think about building a Minecraft world or how to build in different environments, anything educational, or even if you had any ideas about the next 100 days, what would you do? You see, for me, when it comes to the next 100 days, I was thinking about maybe doing another 100 days in the desert playthrough. However, if I was to do that, then I do think that I might as well go back to the forever world and go back to that desert biome and continue to work on that. At the same time, it could be fun to do a different mod pack, but at the same time, I don't really feel like I'm that technically experienced when it comes to mod packs. So I'd be kind of nervous when it comes down to actually being able to like record the mod pack and be able to make videos on it at the same time as actually making videos on Lotus. That could be one of those things where when you're making YouTube videos, actually, you don't want to overextend, as we were kind of talking about earlier. And shiny object syndrome is a huge thing. And so sometimes I think oftentimes I can see other YouTubers do like 100 days in like X, Y, and Z mod pack, and I'm like, oh, that'd be so fun. But at the same time, I do think the magic that we have going for us is exactly what we happen to be doing right now too. So once again, I do have to keep that in mind. Along with this is the Better Rain texture pack, so you can probably see that it's not as bad as it usually is, and as you can see, it actually does not really actually impact my frame rate whatsoever. And it's a huge win at the Better Rain texture pack, I think. Oh, I also have the gentler weather sounds as well. I don't know if you can hear them or not, but And thank you, really thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight on stream. It's nice. It's definitely relaxing as we have the rain going down and we continue to get work done in this world. As you can see on the map, it's actually really starting to come together too. All right, let me grab a quick sip of water. All right. So I do think that I'm going to talk about something that I've been thinking a lot about recently, and that is mental toughness. Now, I don't know if you guys know Alex Hormozi, but he is someone that I take a lot of inspiration from. Alex Hormozi is a very successful businessman, but on top of that, he is someone that definitely thinks very, very hard on life, and I've taken a lot from him. About productivity and efficiency, and a lot about philosophy as well. And one thing that I ended up hearing him kind of share recently is an idea, kind of like a framework, I would say, for mental toughness. So mental toughness is your ability to come back to baseline, or to actually maybe improve after a traumatic event. Now a traumatic event, actually this is not the song for what I'm sharing. Not the reggae. Okay, so a traumatic event is an event that chronically or longitudinally affects your behavior. So it or maybe even permanently, something bad happens to you, and as a result of that experience, you no longer are able to function in the way that you had beforehand. Now, when everything or everyone in life happens to suffer adverse experiences, we all happen to go through bad times. But we all have a different amount of resilience when it comes down to it. But resilience isn't the only thing that kind of encompasses mental fortitude. Mental fortitude also happens to involve your speed of recovery and how it actually affects your end outcome as a result of the event. And so when you think about mental toughness, I want you thinking about how fast would it take for you to recover from the most difficult event or experience in your life you've ever experienced. In theory, the perfect person would have the toughest thing happen to them ever, and they would be able to barely have any sort of difference in terms of their ability to bounce back from that experience. But not only that, that experience would also help them become a better version of who they are. The traumatic experience, this bad thing that actually happened to them, would actually make them better. It would make them more whole. It would make them more kind of aligned with who they want to be, and it would keep them on track and even progress them farther in terms of who they want to be, in terms of the best version of themselves. Now, we can also think about the opposite of that. The opposite of that is the person that when something bad happens to them, they not only instantly change, but they change forever, and they change forever in the worst way possible. And so if you think about someone that is always talking about how bad things happen in threes, or how when they get into a bad spell, it's almost like a snowball effect, and you may know someone that something happened to them, maybe they had a relationship that went bad for them, or they had a business experience, or were rejected in some sort of way, and as a result of that, then X, Y, and Z happened, and they had difficulty with other people, or they had difficulty with their life, and things got worse and worse and worse for them. They were unable to pick themselves out of the depths and the drudgery that they happen to be in. Well, that person does not have as much, mental toughness. When it comes to the fortitude, it's how much can you actually put up with. When it comes to the resilience, it's how long can you actually do it. And then when it comes to the actual ability to just stand up to the thing, it's how bad of a thing can you actually put up with at the end of the day. And I think that this also applies to many different things in life, because hard looks different for everybody. There's many different shades of hard when it comes down to it. There's emotional hard, and there's physical hard, and there's financial hard, and there's existential hard, and there's, so many different shades and palettes and, colors, I guess you could say, of what hard actually happens to look like. But we also happen to know that hardness and sacrifice and being able to push through is inherent and necessary and almost beneficial when it comes to the human experience as well, which is one of those interesting things to think about. And again, all of this is from Alex Hormozy when it comes down to this. This is not my own necessarily thoughts, but my own interpretations of them, I would say, because one thing that I've kind of realized over the years, and one thing that makes me as much of a hard worker and a grinder as I actually happen to be, is the fact that for me personally, I am one of those people that really just, enjoys the fact that I know that work is an inherent part of life. And if I wake up in the morning and it's cold outside and I don't want to go and do anything that would help other people or make myself into a productive human being, well, what's holding me back? Am I really going to sit under the covers and do nothing and look at my phone, or am I going to get out of bed and tell myself that the whole point of being here is for me to be the best version of myself that I can be for other people? And in order to become the version of myself that I want to, I have to develop all these character traits. And if you want to be patient, then you're going to have to wait a long time for things. If you want to be brave, then you're going to have to go and endure through situations that make you scared, but you're going to have to go through them anyway. If you want to become strong physically, you're going to have to go through physical predicaments. You might have to go many days without hunger, or you may have to go on very long endurance, athletic, or movement related things. If you want to become more compassionate or empathetic, you're going to have to place yourself into the shoes of other people that are in really, really tough situations and really understand what they're going through in a way that not only are you able to understand their perspective, but hopefully be able to see through the drudgery and be able to see the bright side of things even when life looks bad. And if you can be in a bad mood for no reason, why can't you be in a good mood for no reason? Now that's easier said than done. All of us can be in a bad mood for no reason. I know that I was in a bad mood for almost no reason today. at work, and I was able to reframe it and be like, you know what, I'm going to be positive and try to assume positive, or just have positive intent, and see where that leads me. And it led me in the right direction. But we can all be in a bad mood for no reason. That's so easy for us to do. But if that's possible, why can't you be in a good mood for no reason? But that is a skill to really try to work on and try to hone in on. So I will say that Alex Hormozy has definitely been a huge influence for me and is a big reason that I'm a grinder, but he's also one of those people that spends a lot of time kind of honing his craft. I think less so nowadays, but sometimes in order to achieve, you have to grow in silence and that sort of thing. And so I do think that I've been in that chapter over the last couple of years of my life, and that chapter continues. And I do think that I sometimes relish it. Sometimes I hope that, or I wish that more had happened based on the amount of time and effort. But again, if I want to become a patient person, if I want to be a resilient person, I have to go through these things. And that is always a good reminder that even if I'm going through the ups and downs and the roller coaster of life, if I'm able to be the best version of myself and continue to work on myself and who I am throughout the process, then I am always on track, no matter how bad things look. So hopefully that makes sense. I mean, that's a lot of things that I've kind of been absorbing and interpreting recently. I am definitely for me, as you know, many of you guys that have been hanging out here for a very long period of time know that I wake up at 4:15 in the morning, 4:15 a.m. every single day. So although it's Friday night, I will be waking up at 4:15 tomorrow morning, and the game plan for me will probably be to, I've actually been having mud water recently. I've been having mud water instead of pre-workout before the gym. And so I'll have that, and I'll work on YouTube videos, and I'll edit and that sort of thing. And then I'll head to the gym probably around 5 a.m. And so I do think that a lot of that work ethic related stuff has grown over time, and it's definitely worthwhile. It does definitely help me become the best version of myself that I can be, not only for myself, but the elementary school kids that I teach, and hopefully for you guys as much as I can. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys hanging out with me. So thank you for doing that. I really do mean that. And if you guys are looking for more inspiration in your builds, definitely know that I do have a brand new video that actually ended up coming out this afternoon. That's called 10 builds, but in your Minecraft world that will give it life. Along with a side set to that, I mean, any kind of crop field that you place into the world will definitely do the same thing as we happen to be doing right here. And we're actually on the final bits when it comes down to it as well. So look at this, guys. I'm so happy. And then we can get around to actually doing some automation, maybe put on the redstone slip cap right here and see what we can get done. Along with hopefully put a couple more of y'all's names into the stream book, and to maybe even decide what our next build is going to be based on the creative builds that we have in the world. And I will say once again, after touring so many different parts of not only this SMP, but the Westerly SMP over the last couple days, it's totally a good feeling to be back on the grind. One thing that I definitely talk about with Pug and with Maddie, and I think with Chespy too, a little bit, is I think anyone that's here on the server, I mean, if you're watching even my stream, I think you love this game, right? And you love you love seeing what happens over time and all of the little aspects when it comes down to it. Part of loving Minecraft when it comes down to playing it is loving the grind. You know, loving the little bits. Right? For the last like 45 minutes, I've been just vibing and hanging out and sharing myself with you guys. Right? But now, look at that, as the sun actually comes up here. I say, why don't we turn on the shaders very quickly, and we can see what everything happens to be looking like. And man, look at that. Bada boom, y'all. Our task is complete here. We are officially all the way to Pug's base over here. I'm sure that some of you guys have been like, Slip, can you please look at the wandering trader? Yes, I will. He has mini mud. That sounds cool. Mini calcite too. I don't have any emeralds in my hands. Nothing major, nothing major. I can always get mini blocks at other points in time. Okay, I will say that I am very happy with what we have here now, though. As you can see, and as we can walk through, this entire place is now covered. You can take a look at the map and you can see the same thing now. And I know that you guys would never have any idea as to what this place actually looked like beforehand, but this was all a jungle over here, as you may imagine. And then this was also a super dense forest right over here. And now, as you can see, everything is completely transformed. It just needs the custom trees, and I'm sure plenty of other bits and bobs when it comes down to it too. I say, why don't we put on our rockets, and why don't we take a look at it from the sky too? Oh yeah, look at that behind us. That looks super good. Okay, I am a happy man. Oh yeah, that's fancy looking. Okay, let me change the song very quickly. Okay, not that guy. Okay, yeah, we can fly down here. Look at this. This is exactly what I was going for. See if we can fly down through the arches of the monorail. Okay. Got a little nervous there for a second. We can stop recording because that is exactly what we were doing. Exactly what we were looking for. But I do realize that we have been now streaming for about 2 hours. So I do know that I have some chicken thighs that I do need to munch on very quickly. Very quickly. And I'm going to go to the bathroom, get some more water, all of the different things. Guys, we have 17 people hanging out. I really do appreciate you guys spending some time with me. I'll be back in a couple of minutes if you would like to take a look at our most recent video. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to take a bit of a bathroom and physical and eating dinner sort of break so that we can spend even more time together here tonight. But if you're looking for something to watch, definitely consider that. And if not, and you move on to something else on YouTube, just know that I appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me tonight. And thank you for that. I'm sending you the best energy possible, and I will see you guys in just a couple of minutes or so. Oh, Jerry. No, Jerry, we're not done with the stream. You're not done with the stream. I do assure you that. I am just going to take a quick break, get some food, get some more water, and then I'll be right on back. And thank you so much for taking a look at the VOD of the Westerly tour. I had so much fun, man. Westerly is an incredible SMP, and we will be making a video out of that too. I do assure you. Okay, so I'll be right back. No, don't you sweat whatsoever. We'll be right back here. Well, all right, we are back. Thank you guys for being patient. I do feel a bit more refreshed. I ended up having a chicken thigh, and then I also had some smoked almonds with some salt on them as well. Kind of just like a very light sort of kind of dinner that we can refuel for stream for a little bit more time together here on the Lotus SMP. And Jerry, I would love to come back. I am still whitelisted at the moment, actually, on the Westerly SMP. I had so much fun, as you can probably see, based on the VOD that you were taking a look at. And so yeah, that will become a video. I've been watching the, it's been a long time. I want to be totally honest when it comes to it. It's been a bit of time. It's probably been like 5 or 6 months since I've totally been intertwined with Westerly, but me and Jay Figsy about like a year, maybe 18 months ago, we ended up becoming good buddies, and you can actually see he has a feature in one of my Forever World videos. And so we just kind of became buddies, and we've been back and forth and consistent and friends over the years. And so I was introduced to, his introduction, and then eventually, I remember about a year or so ago, he ended up making the Westerly SMP, and I watched his playthrough, but, the reality when it comes down to it, and I think that there's multiple scares, there's multiple skeletons, the reality when it comes down to it, is that, and this is my honest in the best way possible, the Westerly SMP. The Westerly SMP is the best SMP, or the best world, that I have ever experienced in Minecraft. You guys have been chefing it up, and I love the aesthetic. Like, I love everything that you guys have been doing, and Fipi ended up telling me that you guys kind of have agreed to kind of having the same sort of aesthetic, and then building on top of it in your own ways. And the Westerly SMP is incredible. It's so cool. I was so humbled, because I know that Figsy has been up to a good amount of things, but I didn't really know everything that, everyone's been up to, whether it be Vampy or Fipi or Stan or, just everybody, like, Sunny, like yourself. You guys have been absolutely doing so much when it comes down to it, and I don't know, I was wowed. I will say. So I'd love to go back and see. Oh, that's the end of stream playlist too. Okay, that's cool. We're back, back at the top. I'd love to come back to the SMP of Westerly and go take a look at Greenlee. Kind of even just see everything more in depth when it comes down to it, if I'm being honest. We had 3 hours together. It was only supposed to be 2, but we hung out for another. Oh, this thunderstorm! Jeez. Okay. Jeez. Yeah, Phoebe ended up staying up until 4 a.m. her time, or their time. It's crazy. I was so humbled. I really do mean it. Like, without any doubt in my mind, I'm very thankful. And if any of you guys are looking for any really awesome content and an awesome SMP to look at, definitely look at Jay Figsy, and you can get a good look and glimpse into everything, or something or a lot that's going on the Westerly SMP. But there's nothing like actually going and taking a look in person. I'd love to go back. But your personal aesthetic is hidden beneath Castle Greenlee. All right, let me take a look at the other message too. We can see we have Marnie behind us too, so we'll take a look at her, or say hi to her very quickly too. Actually, very quickly before I do it, I'm going to head back into my YouTube studio monitor very quickly. And thank you, dude, so much for leaving a comment on the stream. We're going to add you to the stream book very quickly right now for tonight. And anyone that comments on stream is always added to the stream book for tonight. This is the first stream book stream of the new year. The last one that we did was on the 31st of 2025, where we had Spooky and Vampy and Timunius and Gribbly. And so I do really appreciate you. Do really appreciate you having you here. Man, I could not say that sentence. I do really appreciate having you here. Man. Okay, let me take a look at that message very quickly, though. Oh, really? Castle, Greenlee was supposed to be darker. I actually, I understand how it could have been darker, but for me, I think Greenlee, the aesthetic that it actually has going on, I think it matches the world in like the perfect way possible. I will say that. I would love to see your point of view and get your perspective on it too. So I would love to come back. I could just hop on right now if I wanted to. I'm being honest. Which is fun, honestly. I've watched it for like a year. I've seen this world come together. Bit by bit and that sort of thing. And then just being able to see it. And now, knowing that I could just kind of come and take a look at it is very, very fun. Oh, cool. Yeah, well, I'd love to see your castle at some point, too. Okay, so I do think that we're going to put all of this away for the time being, along with the dirt as well. And then our next plan is to actually go and make a sugarcane farm. I have been growing a very small patch of sugarcane right here. It's really nothing at all. Okay, we have 28. But actually, if we fly on over to our library right here, which is a pretty new build and probably my favorite in the kingdom, with an awesome balcony over here watching over the ship and a cute and quaint little interior right here. But actually, if we come around behind it, we do, and I do want to put a trapdoor right here. I just haven't gotten around to it. We can head down here and we're going to have a sugarcane farm. As you can see, I've kind of gotten around to expanding and coming up with an area that I do want, but I do forget kind of how to make a sugarcane farm, so we're going to be experimenting tonight on stream. I do have the materials that I do need right here, though. So I do think that we can place down the shulker box right here, and I do think that we also place down our wood shulker box too. So that we can make a crafting table. And we can place it right down there. And then I say if it's like, make some more wood just in case. All right, so I know that I do need some more dirt. Okay, I do have dirt. Just kidding. All right, let's see if I remember how to do this. Okay, so we have observers, we have redstone. If we need it, we have our pistons. I probably need actually one more bucket of water so that we can have an infinite water source down here. Any of you guys have any tips when it comes down to making a sugarcane farm with the observers so that when the sugarcane is about 3 blocks tall, then the piston will go and break it down? I think that would be super helpful. And this is definitely one of my favorite songs that we have here too. Get that guy and we can head back up on here. Oh, yeah, Jerry. Yeah. That thing is awesome, man. That thing is incredible. I mean, you've been putting in the work too. I love how you said erroneously too. The dynamic that you guys all happen to have together, I think is so endearing. You can see that I kind of went for a different sort of floor design here too. Although it's very, very subtle. I actually have gray carpet and then gravel. And then we also have some tuff around here too. Although it wouldn't actually spawn at this level. But I just wanted to try it out and see what happened. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna grab a sip of water, but I have something, you know, that I kind of want to share. And I'm glad that I can compliment it. Now, one of my favorite things about doing YouTube is the fact that for me over time, like, you know, it's nice to like have views and all that sort of stuff. But like the most important thing, like the best thing is like hearing from like real individuals that like they actually like the things that I have going on. Like for me, I think that I still have a long way to go as a builder, but like a lot of people are still like, Slip, like you're a very good builder. And for like, I was absolutely astounded by everything. Like absolutely astounded by everything. And you've absolutely cooked with it. You know what I mean? And like, I genuinely like truly mean that. And, you know, so I think everyone kind of like suffers from that imposter syndrome from time to time. But for me, one of the best things about doing YouTube is that I get feedback about that all the time from people. Like people all the time are like, I like the way you make your videos, or I like the way that you build and that sort of thing. And so I am very thankful for that. Like, you know, it's one of the things that, you know, makes me so enthralled with continuing to, you know, I spend pretty much every Friday night live streaming just like this. And it's because it's all of you guys. You know, you guys are all of the difference when it comes down to it. So thank you. Okay, I have no idea what I'm doing right here. I think I'm gonna just place down some of our dirt right here. I guess this has to be the experimental one. There's definitely a zombie right over there. So if that's the first one, then I want to have it come up. Okay, actually, I think I want to dig one down into the floor. I'll make the most of the space that I've actually already caved out. I don't know if you guys can hear the zombie. I guess you guys will have to let me know. Oh, he's like following me around now. I can hear him. And And I forgot how long it takes to actually break down wool, too. Well, so I know that Phoebe has a sniffer farm. Jerry, do you have a sniffer farm too? I mean, erroneously, it seems like it was definitely the fitting word when it comes down to it then. Actually, we'll place this torch up here so that you guys can see a bit better. And I think that'll also up the brightness. So hopefully, so that you guys, yeah, to 45 so that you guys can see that. Or see things a bit better. I usually play with the B-dubs 30. Yeah, actually, this is way better. Hopefully you guys can see a lot better on stream too. Yeah, I also happen to have a sniffer farm in the Lotus SMP over here too. However, it actually is the first time I've ever done anything like that. It's my first time ever having sniffers in the world. Which I love, honestly. I didn't think that I was gonna like them. Like, if I'm being genuinely honest. I know I'm pretty late to the game when it comes to actually implementing sniffers into my world. Like, they've been out for a pretty long time now. And I still haven't implemented copper golems or anything like that too. So I'm still pretty behind the game. It takes me a long time to get around to actually doing these things, except for one thing, which is the spear, which I do have actually now. So maybe I'll get better at doing it. But I didn't think I was gonna like the sniffer. If I'm being honest, I actually voted for the copper golem when it came down to that mob drop, and it lost, obviously. And here it is in the game now, which is kind of funny. But I didn't want the sniffer to win. And then, for me, I was like, unfortunately it did. And I love, as soon as I saw the plants with shaders, like both of them, I was like, man, I love this mob. And then I saw other people have it, and I was like, it's way too big. And it's kind of like a nuisance. Actually, I don't need to do that. I was like, yeah, it's kind of like a nuisance. Like, I don't really like it that much, if I'm being honest. And then eventually, I finally, recently was able to get one for myself. And as soon as I did that, I was like, oh my gosh, like, it's so cute. I love the way it sniffs. Love the baby ones. And then even the big ones, I still like too, just because they happen to be my own. And so now I'm a total fan of the drop when it comes down to it. Yeah, I like that. I think that feels kind of right. I like the copper golems, Jerry. I don't know how to use them yet. And I'm not gonna use them. I don't want to do them in overkill. I just want to use them in a clean, sort of efficient way. I just don't know how to do that yet. Okay, I totally forget how to do this. I do think I might need to come up here. And I do have a feeling that I'm gonna have to break back the blocks over here. Because I think I have to go like this in order to put in the dispenser or the observers. Yeah, I do. Okay. Let me change the song very quickly though. Okay, we got one of my favorites. This is the second farm that I'm actually putting into the world. I have not been doing pretty much any infrastructure, but I do think that I want to put a whole ton of books into the world. Like, it's a great thing to be able to put a whole ton of books into the, what's it called? The chiseled bookshelves. Oh, there's a zombie. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Oh, I don't have anything. Okay. Oh, dude. Oh, no. Don't get out. Dude, get out here. Okay. Oh, no. Jeez. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Oh, there's another hole. Oh, okay. We're fine. Everything's fine. So we can now place in all the observers just like so. Oh, I placed one down wrong. Jeez. Jeez, love ways. Man, I love Minecraft. Okay, cool. I think that will pop down. I don't like that. One bit. Why is this here? Okay. Oh, why did I place that down here too? Okay, let's get rid of that area. Okay. Act like that didn't happen. Oh, I feel like I have to come up here now. I liked the all stone aesthetic. I guess it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, the copper golems are very cute. I will say that. I do think actually... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I think you guys can tell that by now. We're just trying to make a sugarcane farm. It's so hard. So what I'm doing right now is I'm punching out all of these blocks too. And then I think that we're gonna get around and we will place a whole ton of water in here. Oh my god. Okay, the hostile mob sounds are too loud for me. I can't handle it right now. They're freaking me out. Okay, it's so much better. Oh, I need to take a deep breath. There's so many around us right now. I don't know if you guys can hear it. There's so many. Okay, for the time being, let's put an infinite water source right here. Okay. And we can put our buckets together to make things a bit more efficient. I feel like other people know how to do like more efficient ways of actually filling in this area right here, but I don't. I feel like I definitely need more lighting in this area too. Actually, I do think that we're going to, let's experiment. I do think that we're going to turn the shaders off for the time being. Yeah, I do feel like we have a bit more light when it comes down to it now. And things are definitely a bit faster too when it comes down to it. Actually, let's start recording on the replay mod cinematic too, so that we can document a bit of this too. I will say that this is a pretty significant project on the Lotus SMP for me. Actually, having a farm in the game is going to make it so that I have so much more that I can do. All of these books are definitely going to enhance the aesthetic. Okay, so I have all of that like that. Now I think all I have to do, and I could be totally wrong right here, is to come back here and to place down a whole ton of redstone. I feel like I have to come up here too. I could be wrong, and then I have to come back down here too. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work. Maybe we can test it just like this. Oh, I think it worked. I think it worked. Jerry, no, I did not know that. No, I did not know that. Okay, we may have to come back around to doing that. I had no idea. That's funny. Okay, I think that... Okay, maybe I will have to think more about this when it comes down to it. That's actually a good thing to think about. I do have to say that I'm actually pretty happy with the fact that I have something that actually is somewhat functionable, but I do have to think about how I want to put the hoppers into it too. And you can see that the slipstone, you may say, is really not the best in the world when it comes down to it. Learn yourself for the paper farm? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. If I'm being honest, I don't know if this sounds selfish or not, but I want to come back onto Westerly like many more times. I am so impressed. Like I really am beyond words when it comes down to it. I want to see so much more of it. And even, you know, honestly, even more than that, I had so much fun hanging out with you guys. Like, you guys, I don't know, you guys seem to be such a good group of people. Like, such an incredible community when it comes down to it. However, guys, I do think that this is going to be where we end it for the time being. This guy has been talking all day as a teacher, and I do think that I'm running out of speaking juice. So I do think that we'll probably get a little bit more work done. Jerry, I think that I might take that tip into consideration and actually implement it right now. That sounds a lot better than what I'm doing. But I do think that it's time for me to fully have dinner and relax and yeah, just enjoy that sort of thing. If you guys haven't seen my most recent video that came out about maybe 8 hours or so ago, actually maybe 6 hours or so ago, it's 10 builds that would give your Minecraft world some extra life. Builds from both the Lotus SMP along with my Forever World in different locations as well. So please do consider taking a look at it. It really would mean a lot to me, and if you do like it, even consider leaving some hype on it too. But anyway, it's been a wonderful, fantastic, incredible Friday night stream. We've gotten so much work done here, and I can't wait to get even more work done. I will see you guys on the flip side, and I'm sending you all of the love and the best energy here on Friday night. Until Monday, and I will see you guys very, very soon.